ACCA 13 in its so far 3 episode run has gotten a lot of praise for its stylish visuals and stylish opening. But I don't see it. Where is this style everyone speaks of? There's nothing like there may be like a couple instances that are like what I deem as stylish. One of which is in the opening, and the rest, one of which is a weirdly expressive drinking scene at the end of the first episode. Everything else has just been bland and flat and falls into a lot of what I consider problems with animating, which is something I wouldn't really expect from Shingo Natsume for his work on One Punch Man and Space Dandy. Because I went in with high expectations for ACCA 13. I was like, oh, it's gonna be another One Punch Man. It's gonna be really well animated. But then I was kind of cautious at first because of the character designs they're not particularly appealing. But the premise sounded interesting enough. So I was like, let's check it out. And then as the first episode aired, my expectations were dropping, and just keep dropping, and are kind of they're kind of coming back now because of the plot, but they're still pretty down there. Which is just mainly the opening, which now after watching it more for this video, is making me like it a lot less. It's a very boring opening. There's a lot of pans across the screen and a lot of like, oh look, here's them walking across the screen, but nothing really interesting is happening there. And my main complaint is with the last like 20 seconds where it just pans across the screen to really like boring flat images, and then ends with Otis smoking, and then a leaf falls down on the ground into a puddle, and then it just ends. Which is such a waste of a good song, because the song is style. The song has like flair to it, but it doesn't use it. It's just like murs over it, and it hurts my soul, because it's such a cool opening and it sounds so like such a nice song, but it's being wasted. There's the only cool visual thing about it is the one part where the woman is whispering in Otis's ear, because that is exactly what I love in openings, when they sync the song up to someone talking about it. That's the only part. Everything else is just not interesting. No one else is, and that's not even a problem with the opening. Once you see the opening, you see it everywhere else. Like people having conversations, but their eyes aren't blinking, which for like 10 seconds, which is just scary. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. It's a fundamental thing of when people talk, they blink. They use their eyes. But this can't do that. And it only does it when like it cuts away. Because I think that 10 seconds is where it is a 10 seconds if you see their eyes and their eyes do not blink. When it cuts away, I stop there, because you don't know if they're blinking or not. But even other shows this season can do that better, and their openings have been exponentially better. Like Gintama's newest opening is near perfect use of the visuals and the music and combining them together. Because it takes the song and it'll play the song at like major beats to it. It'll flare up and it'll like react. It's like it'll react as if it's part of like the environment, and it'll transition between like on a beats to a part, or if there's like a certain kind of thing, like it was like it does a day by day, and her hair flips in and out and in for each, like with the little visuals inside of it, which is like perfectly in tune to the music, which is amazing. But ACCA doesn't have any of that except for the one whispering scene. Which that whispering scene, like I love it and it's a cool shot, but it just gets like it's being bogged down by the just bad rest of it, and it makes me sad. The real problem is though that you could have fixed it. They could have fixed a lot of the opening problems by just syncing things better. Like the opening shot where there's a bird that flies in and is like pecking its head around. If you just put that bird in time with the music, I'd like that scene, that shot a lot more. But it's not. it's just like randomly moving its head, which just kind of ruins the flow. The only scene I'd like genuinely get out of there is when Otis is walking across the screen and a plane flies by and there's a car in the background, because I have no idea what it's for. It's boring and there's no point to it. And it's in a really good, all of the parts, like my main complaints were that it was really big beats in the song where it's like really cool and stylish. It just doesn't use them. Like it'll just like, oh, here's a picture. Now we're gonna pan it across the screen, and then it'll go flip transition to this thing, and it's just sad. I don't like watch where is this style? Show me where it is, because I want to see it.